J Cole, you're not safe. What's up? It's Shawn back in here with another music discussion. And I asked a lot of people on Twitter. I told you. I asked you if it would be a good ass idea or a dumb ass idea to have a series on my channel where I basically break down some really popular artists and express my opinion on whether or not I feel as if they're underrated or overrated. And the first person you guys chose was J Cole. Jermaine. People love J Cole, alright? He's like everybody's big brother, or that big guy on the block that everybody goes to for advice. Cole, look. My girl, she's not fucking with me today, okay? I don't know what her problem is. You don't know what her problem is? No, I need your help. Like, tell me what to do. Alright, listen. I'm listening. Fold her clothes. What? Fold her clothes. But that doesn't answer my question. Fold her clothes. But that doesn't answer my question. But that doesn't get specific into what I was trying to express. Seriously, a lot of people can relate to this artist because he just describes life in a much more understandable way. People relate to him, they like him, he's relatable. I just said that. Realistic with his bars. He doesn't try to portray this gangster image, and he's definitely not a mumble rapper. But there are a lot of people that put this guy on a pedestal, and then when some people listen to him, they just don't see the hype. I can see kind of expressions on both sides of the fence where people love Cole and people hate him. I can see the one side of fans who are always like, you know what, this guy is so real and raw and legendary and soulful. He gives you that vibe, like he knows just who you are, like you guys can be brothers. He really makes you feel connected. And then on the one hand, you got the other people who are like, this is fucking nap rap. The beats are boring. He's saying shit that most of us already know. He comes across corny and cheesy sometimes. And the few songs that I actually do enjoy from Cole, they're not even for reasons that always involve him. I understand all aspects of people's hatred and love for an artist like J. Cole. But let me give you my thoughts. I was turned on to Cole, back when he had made Cole World, and then he released Friday Night Lights, you know, all these other mixtapes on the come up. And this is probably when people loved Cole the most because they felt like they got the most real version of him. People saw a slight shift or change in him when he tried to go a little bit more commercial with his Born Center album, a project which I thought was his weakest. It didn't feel 100% authentic. It didn't feel like Cole really went out of his way to sound different or be different. It just sounded like he took a bunch of beats and tried to sound like everybody who came before him. He did it in a much more boring way, I'd hate to say, because most of the songs on there are nothing, in my opinion, that I would go back to and be like, damn, man, that's that classic Cole. In my opinion, he definitely picked up with his other album, 2014 Forest Hills Drive, but at the same time there were a couple of songs on there that really didn't hit the mark, like the one song Saint-Tropez, the intro track January 28th, which I really did like the album and I liked the vibe behind it, but Cole was talking to me like a 16-year-old who had just had sex and smoked his first blunt ever in life. Like a lot of the times when Cole speaks to me or when I interpret some of his lyrics, they just come across like somebody who showed up an hour late to a funeral. Dude, we already know this shit. Like, come on now. Like, come on. Really? Come on now. Who are you making music for? 20-year-olds or 12-year-olds? I completely understand people's love for Cole and they like him and they just want to see him succeed. I do too, because as a person, I think J. Cole is really cool. He's one of the few people in the industry that I get a glimmer of hope from when it comes to being real. And then he has another side of himself when he can kind of go off and do some shit that nobody really expects, like Get Off My Dick. Or what was it, one track Firing Squad, where he took a lot of shots and he really had a really nice, unique, aggressive flow for me, although it probably wasn't the strongest point in his career to come at a couple people who nobody really fucks with anyway, like who really fucks with Macklemore or Iggy Azalea. And then calling out somebody who kind of just does pop music like Justin Timberlake, it's not really you saying anything like very powerful, but I did like the message he was trying to come across with. He just didn't really go at any competition in my opinion, so I liked how a lot of people were going crazy over that track when he really didn't say anything to anybody that was worth mentioning in my opinion. Then you got the one track on there, A Tale of Two Cities, which was fucking great. Like, oh my god. Not lyrically, but just for the switch up, the vibe, the beats, the hook, where Cole is like, hands in the air. But even though that was probably people's favorite album from J. Cole, there's a lot of people who still viewed it as nap rap. They viewed it as NyQuil Deluxe. I don't really think it helped anymore with his next project, For Your Eyes Only, which, after a lot of listens, I felt like there were a good amount of songs on here where I felt Cole was saying something to me on a more mature level. It felt like he was actually getting into that mode as an artist where he's just 100% creative and doing something that only J. Cole can do, which I appreciate. But at the same time, J. Cole really didn't go out of his way to kind of differentiate who he was talking about on some of these tracks. I mean, the way he put together the track listing was great. but some of the songs were boring. The beat, where I know a lot of people love to keep saying, oh, Bryson Tiller didn't really have that beat. I don't really think it matters because J. Cole, nor Bryson Tiller or J. Cole really did that track justice for me. I never liked the song really anyway. So whoever had the beat first, it really didn't matter to me. On the one hand, you've got tracks like Immortal and Neighbors that get you hype and out of your chair, and you're like, damn man, Cole is kind of winning right now. Then you got a couple other tracks on there like Foldin Clothes, which I think it's probably one of the corniest J. Cole songs I've ever heard in my fucking life. I mean, I'm not coming at him. I love J. Cole. I like listening to the guy. I like when he makes good music, but sometimes it's just like, bruh, like your song, I'm triggered. The reason why people love J. Cole so much is a prime example of the final track on For Your Eyes Only, because he knows how to tell a story. He's soulful, he doesn't go over the top, he's not trying to portray an image, he just gives you a story, and if you like it, you like it, and if you don't, I don't think J. Cole really gives a fuck. That's what I like about him as an artist. He's never switched up. He's been true since the very beginning. And I think even though a lot of fans, they end up putting him on a pedestal that I feel like he himself hasn't even put himself on. I think I said himself way too many times in that sentence, but I'm not gonna go back and edit that out because I'm not trying to say what I just said again. What I mean by that is his fans put him up here when most average people who listen to J. Cole aren't gonna view him as that. So when they go to listen to his music, they have an even higher expectation of him. And then when they're let down, they're like, this dude fucking sucks, when really he might just not make the type of music you like to listen to. But people tend to be more harsh on an artist when there are a million other people saying that this is the greatest of all time. I mean, if you tell me this girl gives like A1 head, like the fucking steak sauce, like her mouth game is on 100, her jaws can take a pounding. If this is what you're telling me, and then I go in, she's just licking the pee hole, then what, of course I'm gonna be like way harder on her. Like, what are you doing? Get out of my face, get out of my house, give me my condom back. That's why you don't hype things up. And that's gonna be a theme for this Overrated series, because the fans are the reason I think this series is even gonna be started in the first place. They overhype everything. Nobody is safe from this list, but to give you my final opinion of J. Cole and whether or not I feel he is an over or underrated artist, even though I love him, even though I love his music, even though he goes off from time to time, even though he makes some nap rap from time to time with some really sluggish ass beats that take a while to get on you, I would say he's pretty well rated. Because even though there are massive people that think J. Cole can do no wrong in a song, there are just as many people that think this dude is not really that great. I'm not saying I'm one of those people. I enjoy his music, but having a good balance between the two can always keep an artist on a good path. It'll keep people checking for him, it'll keep people on their toes about whether he releases a new project. I mean, I don't think anybody who doesn't like J. Cole is gonna be like, I'm not buying any albums that guy ever releases. Like, I don't really think people are like that. They're still gonna check J. Cole out. So that's why I feel like he's not overrated, because even though some people don't like him, they're like, yeah, let's see what he does this time. Message to his fans, you guys need to stop and listen to the fucking lyrics, listen to the beats, and stop being blinded by the fact that it's Jermaine rapping. Yes, J. Cole, Foldin Clothes.
Now we're gonna go over how to fold a men's shirt.
And focus on the fact that this is a regular person who is actually capable of making sleepy tracks and bad music. J. Cole, well rated, but this just isn't about me. I want you guys to go in the comments down below and let me know what your favorite J. Cole project is down below. Maybe you don't have a favorite project and you just have a Shawn. But you leave your own comment down below letting me know whether or not you feel J. Cole is overrated. I know this is going to be a pretty mixed discussion. That's why I like doing these types of videos. So let me know in the comment section down below, and I will see you all next time. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you for the next one. Suck my dick. Bye.